A Florida group known as the Williston Atheists recently lost a bid to have a 3/4-ton granite bench adorned with atheistic quotes from such notables as Thomas Jefferson and Madalyn Murray O'Hair placed in the Levy County Courthouse lawn. Commissioners rejected their application, stating none of the texts on the proposed monument appear to be a reproduction of the entire text of any document or person as required in the county guidelines. The lawn is already adorned with a granite replica of the biblical Ten Commandments tablets placed by a local group after submitting a similar application and receiving county approval. Charles Ray Sparrow of the Williston Atheist Group noted that the same objection was not raised in regard to the Decalogue display, which in part reads, "Thou shalt not covet," words which do not appear in that context in either Exodus or Deuteronomy, nor do they ever appear numbered on the biblical examples. 18-year-old Christopher Karras of Mississauga, Ontario, has filed a discrimination complaint against his high school with the province's Human Rights Tribunal. The complaint stems from an incident where administrators at the École Secondaire Catholique Sainte-Famille allegedly tore down posters Karras had made for the school's Gay-Straight Student Alliance, which he had started. The gay student had put up posters with the picture of Harvey Milk, along with a quote from the former San Francisco supervisor about diversity in education. School administrators removed the posters, and Karras alleges he was told promotional materials for the GSA couldn't contain any references to sexual orientation because they are not inclusive enough. The school denies the allegations and has called the incident a misunderstanding, but it has refused to comment further. Karras alleges the poster removal is one of several instances of institutional homophobia he has experienced at San Famille. In his complaint, the young man claims the discrimination against him began after a 10th grade overnight school trip when his sexual orientation became known to faculty and staff. Canada's Bill 13, passed in 2012, entitled the Accepting Schools Act, affords students the right to, among other things, form gay-straight student alliances without undue interference from school administrators. Under Canadian law, Bill 13 applies to all schools. San Famille administrators released a statement of support and adherence to the spirit of Bill 13, but Karras spent a year fighting in his attempts to establish his school's GSA and remains unconvinced of the administration's sincerity. The Human Rights Tribunal of Ontario is expected to decide on the validity of Karras's complaint within the next few weeks. On February 10, 2013, publisher Penguin Books India agreed in a Delhi court to destroy all copies of a newly published book. In 2011, 7 petitioners filed an anti-blasphemy case against the publisher for the book titled The Hindus in Alternative History by Wendy Doniger. In the legal settlement, Penguin agreed not only to withdraw all unsold copies of the book in India, but also to mash them to a pulp instead of remarketing them. First published in 2009, this publication upset Indian conservatives and Hindu nationalists who called it heretical, factually inaccurate, and overly critical of mainstream organized Hindu. The author, Wendy Doniger, is a scholar of Indian culture and religion and a professor at the University of Chicago Divinity School. In a statement, Doniger said Penguin Books India tried to fight the ban and failed. Publishing anything deemed offensive to religious sensibilities is a violation of criminal law in India. She explained that she felt stung by the decision to outright destroy copies of her books and worried what the settlement means for the future of free speech in India. Other Indian authors have also spoken out against the pulping of Doniger's book. Novelist Arundhati Roy, also published by Penguin India, wrote an open letter accusing the publishing house of succumbing to what she calls fascism, calling the action a political appeasement. She asked the publisher, a division of Random House, "Have you forgotten who you are?" The banning of Doniger's books comes as the Indian general election, held every 5 years, is now just months away.